We stayed after school, but someone else stayed too. There were only 4 of us, and the school was already closed. But when we heard the attendance, 5 names were called. This happened a few years ago, in an old school at the edge of the city, the kind of place people avoided after sunset. My name is Ali, and that evening I stayed back with my friends, Samir, Zoya, and Danish, to finish a project. We thought it would be quick, just an hour, maybe 2. As the security guard was leaving, he stopped, looked at us, and said something strange. "After 6 p.m., if you hear someone calling, don't answer." We laughed it off. By 6:15, the entire school felt different, too quiet. Zoya kept glancing over her shoulder, her eyebrows slightly furrowed, like she felt something was off. Samir, with a dismissive tone, said, "Relax, it's just your imagination." A chair creaked loudly. All of us froze. One of the benches moved on its own. Danish swallowed hard, his lips slightly trembling. "Guys, someone just called my name." We all looked at each other, confused. Ali said, "No one said anything." Then we heard it again, this time clearer. "Danish." His face turned pale, eyes wide, like all the blood had drained out. And that's when we made the worst decision. We decided to check. The corridor was dark, lights flickering above us. My hands felt cold, my chest tight. Samir's confidence was gone, his jaw clenched. Zoya was barely holding it together, her breathing uneven. One of the classroom doors was shut, but we could hear something inside. Someone was taking attendance. "Ali!" "Present," but none of us spoke. "Samir!" "Present." Panic was rising. We looked at each other, terrified. Ali said, "That wasn't us." Samir slowly pushed the door open. The room was empty. No one inside. But on the blackboard, 5 names were written. Ali, Samir, Zoya, Danish, and one more name, a name none of us recognized. Suddenly, we heard a voice behind us, the perfect mimic of Samir. "What are you guys doing here?" They slowly turned. Samir was standing next to me. So, who just spoke? The next morning, in the school attendance register, 5 students were marked present, but only 4 of us made it home. And even now, after sunset, that school still takes attendance.
The school had been abandoned for over 20 years. But every night, at exactly 8:17 p.m., the classroom lights turn on by themselves. And no one in town is brave enough to explain why. Daniel moved to a small town called Ravenswood, a place that was quiet, too quiet. No loud traffic, no crowded streets, just old houses, whispering trees, and one strange rule everyone followed: stay away from Ravenswood High after sunset. But no one ever told him why. On his first day, Daniel noticed something strange. A large framed photo of a different school building. Older, darker. "Hey, what's that?" Emma froze. "That's the old school. It burned down years ago. Some things are better not talked about."
That's when Daniel felt it, that cold, creeping chill running down his spine. That night, he went looking for it, and he found it. At the edge of town, hidden behind broken fences, Ravenswood High. The windows shattered, walls blackened. But the worst part? It didn't feel empty. It felt like something was watching him. Daniel checked his phone. 8:16 p.m. Just a quick look. He stepped closer. Ding! Dong! A loud bell effect. Daniel froze. That's impossible. One by one, the classroom lights turned on. Perfectly normal. As if school had just started. Then he heard it. Children, laughing, whispering, answering questions. But there was no one there. At least, not outside. The door creaked open, and suddenly, silence. Heavy, unnatural silence. Hello? No answer. Then, footsteps. Behind. Footsteps. Not his. On the board, class begins at 8:17. Daniel stepped inside, and suddenly, he wasn't alone. He couldn't see them, but he could feel them, watching him, waiting. A figure stood at the front, burned, charred. You're late. Daniel stuttered. I'm not. Slam. Sit down. The whispers grew louder, faster. Stop. Stop. Suddenly, smoke, fire, screaming. The past was happening again, and Daniel was inside it. You must finish the class. Daniel checked his phone. 8:17. Still, not moving. He wasn't visiting the past. He was trapped in it. He smashed the window. Once, twice, again. Crash. Hope. He climbed, but hands, invisible hands, pulling him back. Don't leave. Stay with us. Ding, dong. Instant silence. Everything stopped. The fire vanished. The room empty. The door open. Daniel ran. Didn't stop. Didn't look back. He checked his phone. 8:18 p.m. I made it, but something felt wrong. The next morning, on the board, welcome back. Who wrote that? The teacher smiled. You did. Later, Daniel looked at the old photo again. This time, there was someone inside. A boy, trapped, hands on the glass, screaming silently. And every night, at exactly 8:17 p.m., a new desk appears, waiting for the next student who dares to be late.